Once again, I want to make another video on the interpretation of the book of Revelation. These videos that I make are short videos that helps the viewers out in understanding what they are reading. The intent of these videos is to give a clear understanding of the message of God in these crucial times. I encourage all viewers to read it for themselves and to take this interpretation in because the time of Jesus revealing is near. In the first video, we learned about the identity of Babylon the Great, the city that reigns over the earth. Now I want to talk about the beast that she rides. The reason that Revelation 17 verse 7 says she rides a beast is because without the beast carrying her, she can go nowhere. Let me take you back to the book of Daniel in chapter 2. Nebuchadnezzar was shown a statue in a dream by God in which the head, the chest and arms, the belly and thighs, and the legs represented the different kingdoms that would rule over the world. As Daniel interprets the dream for Nebuchadnezzar, he told him, "You are this head of gold." The head of gold represents the nation of Babylon, in which Nebuchadnezzar was the king. He was the overall ruler that controlled Babylon. So Babylon as a nation was carried by Nebuchadnezzar. The same goes with any kingdom under heaven. So if Nebuchadnezzar carried the original Babylon during the time of Daniel, who carries Babylon the Great? And who is the seven-headed beast that also have 10 horns on its head? Well, leadership always carries a nation. The leaders of America is simple. They are the presidents and the vice presidents. On this seven-headed beast, the heads represent 7 presidents of the United States, and the 10 horns represents 10 vice presidents of the United States. When the word of the Lord came to me and told me to pick up the book and turn it to Revelation chapter 13 and spoke to me about what this beast represents, there were 44 presidents at the time. Now there is a 45th president in the United States. I got this revelation in 2012. I originally knew who the biblical Antichrist was, but I couldn't explain how he was ever going to be president. Then, when the 45th president came, Revelation chapter 17, 9 through 11 finally made sense to me. I'll explain. Like I said, I got this revelation in 2012. Obama was the president of the United States back then. He was the head that is, because he was the head when the word of the Lord came to me at that present time. 5 heads came before him were former presidents of the United States that were no longer heads of the nation because their time was up, but they are still a part of this beast system. Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, George H.W. Bush, Bill Clinton, and George W. Bush. One president will come after Obama to make up the 7 heads, and that is President Donald Trump. In Revelations 13, verse 3, it says, "One of the heads had a fatal wound, but the fatal wound was healed." That head is Ronald Reagan. On March 30th, 1981, Ronald Reagan got shot and he was close to death upon arrival at the George Washington University Hospital, but he was stabilized. He then went into the emergency room to have surgery, in which he recovered shortly after. None of these guys are the biblical Antichrist, but they are part of the system that leads up to the one the Bible called the man of lawlessness. In regards to these 10 horns, 3 of them were plucked up from the roots, meaning 3 of them were more than just vice presidents like the others, but they became presidents. Lyndon B. Johnson, Gerald Ford, George H.W. Bush. The Antichrist comes after these 10 horns. He is the little horn, the beast that was in power in 2009 to 2017. When I got this revelation, the beast was in power. The beast now isn't in power. Donald Trump is actually in power right now, and the Antichrist is not a part of his administration. But The beast will be in power soon because Donald Trump time is up. He must continue a short time. Then the one written about will rise.